Hello ladies and gentlemen, God's Woodsman here. Would you like to know how to make an oil lamp out of trash? Coming up. I hope you stay with me. Okay, what we're going to need for this oil lamp is a marker, an awl or a nail, something to poke through the metal with, a little bit of cotton twine or string. It needs to be 100% cotton though. A couple of aluminum cans, a pair of scissors, and some lamp oil or kerosene. First thing we're going to do is to take both the cans, and we're going to mark both the cans. Just take your marker, and we're going to mark both the cans about the same height, just all the way around. And it does not need to be real fancy, not like when we made the alcohol stove. It just needs to be very crude. This is something you can make when you're back in the mountains and you just find a couple of aluminum cans. So the Coke can, what we're going to do is we're going to poke a hole in the bottom of it with the awl. Just right, dead center, just a small hole. If we need to, we can always make that a little bit bigger, so I'm not going to make it super big right now. And the idea with that is it just needs to be big enough that this cotton thread fits through it. So kind of keep that in mind. And then this one, we're actually not going to cut it all the way around. We're just going to cut this one about halfway this way and about halfway this way, up the middle and across so it looks a little bit like an H. So we'll cut this one first, and to make this a little easier, I'm just going to put the awl in here and here. So right up the middle to begin with. Go both directions. That way. So you have this little ear that opens up like that. And then we're going to cut the other direction also. That's what it's going to somewhat look like with the wick down here burning, like that. And then the other one, we're going to stab our awl in, and then we're just going to cut very crudely around this can. And I mean crudely. Just hack it off. And then you're going to take your scissors and put them here and cut, and then we're going to cut on that line. And I'm actually just going to cut a tiny bit below it, because I want it to be just a little bit shorter than the other one. Something like that. So then I'm going to take my scissors, pour out the water. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut around this can. Okay. Going to kind of fold all these little ears in. Then you're going to take this piece and put it inside of this piece. And remember, this does not need to be exact. This is just for a quick and dirty way to make a lantern, but just with what you have on hand. Okay, there we go. That's the whole setup right there. Now we're just going to put a little bit of kerosene in that and a wick. Now just a little bit of kerosene. Okay, one last thing you can also do is if you take the can and then you cut yourself off a strip that just you keep going around the can, you're actually just making a strip of a material that just keeps getting longer and longer. And what this you could use this for is if you use traditional, something that's gonna burn, then when you hang this thing up, it's actually gonna burn your thread. So if you use something like this, you can use the actual can as your thread to hold this thing up. Just gonna tie a little granny knot in this. Now I actually have a way of hanging my can. Can you see that? Just got a little knot right here. So you can just see that. You can hang that right there, and you can hang this on the corner of your shelter. And then it's also acts as a little reflector. I'm going to turn out the lights now so you can see how bright it is. As you can see, it makes a pretty bright light. And the other thing is those little ears, as the wind blows, it tends to kind of blow it so the light, it doesn't blow the light out. But you can just imagine that hanging from a tree in your camp, and it's just trash you would have picked up on the way in. Just carry the kerosene back in there with you, and a little bit of cotton twine, and there you have it. This has been God's Woodsman on how to make an oil lamp. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website at godswoodsman.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.